What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Saturday. You know how it goes. I'm Joe from the Buckeye Cast, bringing it to you. Don't forget, Sunday night, YouTube Live, 8 p.m. Eastern. Me, Jeff, and Sean, we're talking offensive line depth chart. Hop in there, hit the chat, let us know who's right, who's wrong, what your two deep looks like. So we were going to do that last week, but then Sean took the show into the ditch and just wanted to argue about starting quarterback. So we're going to do more than argue about starting quarterback. We're going to argue about every single offensive position. So we are going to hit the entire lineup, I promise. All right. Today, we got some serious recruits on campus this weekend, and we're going to talk about them. But main story of today's episode, we're talking 2025 quarterbacks from Ohio, Tavien St. Clair and Ryan Montgomery. We're going to get into them. They were just in Wapakoneta. I met a lady at the car wash down the street from me. She is from Wapakoneta. I had on like my Ohio State shirt, as I do everywhere I go. And she's like, "Oh, I'm from Wapa." She pronounced it a little differently. She put the emphasis like on a different letter or something. It's weird. I think she called it Wapakoneta. Wapakoneta. So I don't know if that's accurate. She might have just been drinking. Who knows? Anyway, so I have met somebody from Wapakoneta. Anyway, first off, let's start off with the bad news. Wednesday, defensive tackle from Clearwater, Florida, 2024 guy, Sean Saviano Jr., committed to Notre Dame. Buckeyes got in on him maybe a little late, but he's a domer. So good luck to him. 2024, I got an interesting stat here. I just kind of stumbled upon this the other day. Total offers by school for 2024 that have been given out. Check this shit out. You're going to laugh when you hear this, man. I can't stop laughing about it. So we're just looking at 5 best programs in the country, give or take one or two. But Michigan is leading the country. They have given out 313 scholarship offers just in this class, the 24 class. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is that insane or what? Listen to the rest of these numbers. Georgia, 235. So they're up there, you know. Bama reaching those heights as well, 227. Ohio State, 133, maybe a little bit back down to earth, a little bit more reasonable. Clemson, 58. These guys just realized they have to start recruiting the 24 class. They're like, oh shit, we haven't started the 24 recruits. Quick, print out some offer letters. Fucking insane though. Compare Clemson to Team Up North, man. It's 250 less with Clemson. Anyway, all right. Aaron Scott, the corner from Springfield, 4-star. We're battling hard to keep him in state, keep him home. I'm feeling good about him being a Buckeye, but he has visits scheduled, official visits. And I think actually Oregon is more of a threat than Michigan. I think he grew up he liked Oregon, but he's a Buckeye fan. I mean, growing up, of course, but I'm rooting for the Buckeyes. But he dropped a Final 5 recently. Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, and Tennessee. Okay, I'm not sure Penn State and Tennessee even belong in this list. It's a 3-team race, and that's why he just has official visits scheduled. Oregon, June 9th, Michigan, June 16th, and Ohio State, June 23rd. Those are all 2 or 3 day visits each. So Buckeyes do not have a commitment from a defensive back in the class of 2024. No defensive backs. So I didn't need to tell you that. I guess I'm rubbing salt in the wound right there. He did say this. He said, quote, "Of course, being from Ohio plays a part in things. I grew up watching the Buckeyes and rooting for them. But when it comes time to make a decision, I'll know if it's the right place for me." He is expected to make a decision sometime in July. So before his senior season starts. So again, I think it's Ohio State, Oregon, and Michigan. and I haven't heard anybody say differently. Dominic McKinley, the 5-star D lineman from Louisiana, from Lafayette, Louisiana, 6'6", 270. Is a top 15 player in the class, number 3 D lineman. He's visiting this weekend. He included the Buckeyes in his top 6 on Wednesday, along with Texas, Oklahoma, LSU, Georgia, and Texas A&M, all Southern schools. And what's Oklahoma considered? That's not really South. I don't know, the dirty West. Anyway, you guys like it when I laugh at myself, don't you? It's very, very nice. All right, so now let's talk Tavien St. Clair, Ryan Montgomery, the 2025 quarterbacks from the state of Ohio. They were dueling at a 7-on-7 event up in Wapakoneta, Ohio, Walhall, Ryan Montgomery, the 4-star. We're well versed in Ryan Montgomery, lower here. 6'3", 200 pounds. Tavien St. Clair, 6'4", 213. He's a 3-star. Does have 2 crystal balls now. A fresh one just came in on Friday. Fresh crystal ball, 2 of the Buckeyes, both crystal balls. So this 7-on-7 little 4-team tournament included Bellefontaine High School, Bellefontaine, whatever. Why is it spelled like that? It looks like Bellefontaine. So Bellefontaine, then Findlay High School, of course, Shelby. I don't know what the hell Shelby was doing there. They must have needed a 4th team. And Wapakoneta. Shelby and Wapakoneta were there to get beat on, I think. You guys are tackling dummies. So it really just turned out to be a back and forth duel between Bellefontaine and Findlay. I said it right. Both quarterbacks have been working hard, and it's showing on the field. They got 2 years of high school remaining and still a lot of growing to do. But they both lived up to the hype at this 7-on-7 camp. Both have an Ohio State offer, obviously, but St. Clair was nearly perfect. Bellefontaine won on a pair of perfectly thrown late TD passes from Tavien St. Clair. So looked like he edged out Montgomery in this 7-on-7 camp. But Ryan Montgomery was impressive too. He threw the ball well on a run, moved better out of the pocket, struggled with ball placement early, but had one bad interception where he forced the ball into triple coverage. Probably wants to have that one back. And but he does get better every time he's at a camp. St. Clair, he's almost at 215. After playing at 195 last year, he has increased his confidence level. He's throwing the ball from multiple angles without any issues. He has a short, compact release. It looks much, much different from a year ago where it was more elongated and looping. But at 6'4", 213, St. Clair would be a 5-star if he played at one of the top programs in the country, like any of those Texas top programs, Georgia, Florida, like St. Thomas or American Heritage, any of those. Has visits to LSU, Bama, and Michigan in the next 2 weeks. And, he's going to turn into a national recruiting target very soon if he isn't yet. He's definitely going to get a boost in his star ranking. St. Clair is definitely not a 3-star. Montgomery said he's not going to go anywhere this summer. He's at a point where he's been he has seen schools so many times that he can start cutting down his list and just focus on a select few schools. He said he will probably schedule private one-on-ones with Michigan's quarterback coach. I didn't even know they had one. I thought it was Harbaugh. But Michigan's quarterback coach, Kirk Campbell, and then he'll schedule a one-on-one with Corey Dennis with the Buckeyes. So won't visit for any full camps this summer. In the last month, Ryan Day was able to see Montgomery throw a couple of times in person at the Elite 11 in the Under Armour camp. He's been impressed by the growth and development he's seen in Ryan. Ryan is impressed with Ryan. He ain't lying. Ohio State's fully supportive of him taking as many visits as he wants and choosing, something that's best for him. They offered Ryan Montgomery over a year ago And then last week just offered Tavien St. Clair. So a little bit of time in between there, if that matters. I don't know. Montgomery. The question is, would these guys consider being part of a 2-quarterback class, and Montgomery said, quote, "I wouldn't really like the idea of that. It's something we'll look into because it could happen anywhere. But if it's the right fit, competition is only going to make me better. I'll be fine with it." So kind of a back and forth there. At first he said he wouldn't like that. And then at the end he said he'd be fine with it. So I don't know, maybe he's on the fence on that one. But Ryan Montgomery said he wants to make a decision before the start of his senior year, but ideally would like to commit this upcoming winter. So almost a year in advance. So we'll see what happens there with Ryan Montgomery and Tavien St. Clair. You're going to be seeing a lot more of these guys, especially Tavien. He's going to be doing more of the camp circuit this year than Ryan Montgomery is. So we'll see how things line up. But that's your recruiting update for this weekend. What else do we have going on? Oh, yeah, we just talked recruiting visitors on Friday's rush hour. So I hope you got something out of that. And I think that's it. We'll hit you with 2 tomorrow. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.